Hi, my name is Medhat Elmasry, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to use dependency injection with Semantic Kernel in an ASP.NET application. At the bottom of the screen, you can find a companion article about the same subject. To follow along, the prerequisites are simply .NET 9.0, which is the current .NET that was released about a week ago, and you need to have a GitHub account. I will be using Visual Studio Code, but of course you can use any other editor you like. We will be using Semantic Kernel, which is a lightweight open source development kit that lets you easily build AI agents and integrate the latest AI models into your C#, Python, or Java codebase. In today's example, we will be using the small language model Phi 3.5 from Microsoft, and then later on we'll be using the GPT-4o mini as well. So let's get started. For AI models, I'm going to be using the models that are available at GitHub at this address, github.com/marketplace/models. And this is a free way of using AI models for those of you who have a GitHub account. And I suppose all developers on the planet probably have a GitHub account. So visiting that site, you can see here a bunch of models that you can use. We will try the Phi 3 small instruct model. So if you want to know how to use this model, simply click on it and you'll come to this page. You need to get an API key. So click on this green button. Further down, you can click on Get Developer Key here. You need to log in. Here you can generate a new token. Click on this button, Generate New Token, and give the token a name. I'm going to give it the name of the date today, November 18, 2024. And let's say we want the expiration of the token key to be 30 days. That's fine. Read all this stuff, then generate the key. Now, you need to copy this key, put it in a safe place so that you can use it. And you just have one opportunity to copy this key, because once you leave this page, you cannot access the key anymore. But you can, of course, delete the key and create another one. So I have put this key in an editor, and I will refer back to it later on to use it in our application. Let's create a Razor Pages ASP.NET application with .NET new Razor, and the name of our app is going to be ASP with Semantic Kernel SK and Dependency Injection DI. So here it is, that app has been created. So let's go into that folder. We need to add the Semantic Kernel package. We can do that by typing .NET add package Microsoft.Semantic Kernel. Let's open up our application in VS Code. I will add a section to my app settings.json so that I can put the parameters that I need to connect to the model on GitHub. So I will add this section here. The parent is AI, and I will use this endpoint to get at those models, and the model I will use at first is this one, Phi 3.5 mini instruct. If you're curious about what the signature of your model should be, then you can refer back to github.com marketplace models. For example, let us pick on this model Phi 3.5 mini instruct. So I'm going to click on it, and I would go to the playground here and look at some code. It would tell me what the model signature is right here, and this would be it. So that way I know that when I come to use this model, this is the signature I have to use. In addition to the endpoint, we need to have the signature of the model that you want to use. And finally, I had stored my key over here. I'll put it against PAT, which stands for Personal Access Token. And now we have all the parameters we need. So I can close this and go into the program.cs file. Here we will add our dependency injection code. Right above this line of code, app equals to builder.build, I'm going to first read the parameters that happen to be in the app settings.json file. Then I will instantiate an OpenAI client with this code, and I want to resolve these namespaces first. So let's expand on this. First, we want to set up the credential, and that's going to use the API key credential class, and we'll pass to it the personal access token that we got from GitHub. Next, we'll instantiate an OpenAI client's options class, and the only option that we require here is the endpoint. The next step is to specify the model that we need to use, and that we will do with this code. Let's resolve this namespace, and this is actually the code that sets up Semantic Kernel dependency injection. And you will notice here that we are passing the model, which happens to be Phi 3.5 mini instruct, and the client object is being passed as the other parameter. This basically sets up our dependency injection. Let us test this out in our Razor page. So I'd come to this code behind index.cs.html.cs. You can see here that dependencies injection is set up for the iLogger, and of course it's being injected here into the constructor. But there is a simpler way of doing that, and one way of doing it is simply to take this and put it as an argument to the class declaration. This is much easier. So I'm going to also inject the kernel. So I can come here and do a comma kernel and have this being the instance variable. And there again, these two have like warnings, and basically they say that they're unread, but this is legit. I'm going to add a bind property here so that I can read this reply variable from the view. I'm going to add an onPost async method that looks like this. Let me resolve these namespaces. So this onPost async method is going to take a user prompt. This is the assistant. The assistant is one that specializes in baking cakes. And of course here you say the baked item must be easy, tasty, and cheap, shouldn't cost more than $10 in ingredients, should not take more than 30 minutes for preparation, and it should not take more than 30 minutes for baking. So we're going to add the user prompt that has been received by this method, and of course call the get chat message content async method on the service, get a response, and we're going to feed that response to this reply bind property that will be read in the view. So we'll go to index.cs.html, delete all this code, and replace it with our code, which is this code. Here I'm specifying a title for my page. This is the form that I have. This form, on submit, it's going to call show please wait message, and this show please wait message is some JavaScript that I set up here, which is essentially going to display a please wait message. Now the input field is this user prompt. When the submit button is clicked, it's going to post this to the code behind method, which is this onPost async. And when the response comes back, reply will not be equals to null, and the response is going to be displayed right here. Let's try it out. So I'm going to go .NET watch, and this is the page that we get. Let us ask for the recipe for a black forest cake. So I'm going to type in black forest cake. Click on submit, and you see we have some please wait message that keeps the user engaged until such time as the response comes back. And hopefully it won't take too long, but you have to realize that with these small language models, it does take a little bit longer than normal. We will change the model later on to the GPT-4o mini, and you will realize that it is going to be much faster. I did speed up the video, and here comes the response. Let's stop this and change the model to something else. So let me change the model to GPT-4o Mini. Let's try the application one more time, and hopefully the response will be faster. So I'm going to type in .NET Watch. Here is the page. I'm going to this time ask for a banana loaf cake, and hopefully this will be a little bit faster than the previous model. And there it is. It's much faster. I hope you found this video useful. The main purpose of this video is to show you how easy it is to incorporate dependency injection when using Semantic Kernel in your applications. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up, and until we meet again, take care.